Welcome to a quick overview of how to apply for Santa Clara's Small Business Assistance Grant Program. In this video, we'll go over a quick background, program overview and eligibility, grant application process, estimated disaster economic injury worksheet, and leave you with some contact information in case there are any questions that weren't answered through this video. We'll start by going over the background, program overview, and eligibility. On April 8, 2020, Santa Clara City Council approved allocating $500,000 towards a small business assistance grant program. This program will provide financial assistance to nonprofits and small businesses in Santa Clara that have been impacted by COVID-19. For this program, there will be two funding levels available, $5,000 grants and $10,000 grants. The County of Santa Clara Public Health Department order issued on March 16, 2020, identified businesses as essential or non-essential. Using those categories, we are offering grants of $10,000 to qualified small businesses or nonprofits considered non-essential, and grants of $5,000 to qualified small businesses or nonprofits considered essential. The county's order can be found on the city's website at santaclaraca.gov/smallbusinessgrant. which will be listed at the end of this presentation. Grant funds may only be used to cover the following items: payroll or lease payments for business premises. Grants will be awarded on a first-come, first-served basis for qualified applicants. Applications must be emailed to smallbusiness@santaclaraca.gov and will not be accepted before 10 a.m. on Friday, April 17, 2020. Please note that any applications sent to this email before 10 a.m. on Friday, April 17th will not be accepted. If you sent an application prior to this time, you should have received an email explaining that you will need to resubmit your application. The program eligibility requirements are listed on our website, in the program overview, and on the application, so please read them very carefully. If you're using the draft documents that were presented to City Council on April 8, 2020, the eligibility requirements have been updated since then, so please use the forms found on our website. Applicants must have at least one and no more than 25 full-time employees. This only applies to full-time employees, so any part-time staff or independent contractors would not count towards this number. Additionally, please remember that business owners do not count as employees. The business must employ at least one full-time employee who is not the business owner. Applicants must identify whether a business or nonprofit is essential or non-essential under the County of Santa Clara Public Health Department order from March 16, 2020. Applicants must verify loss experienced by COVID-19 by completing the Estimated Disaster Economic Injury Worksheet, which can be found on the city's website. Applicants must operate a physical commercial storefront in Santa Clara. Applicants must have an active business license with the city. Applicants must be in good standing with the city. Applicants involved or previously involved in legal or financial issues may not qualify. Applicants must have been in operation in the city for at least 1 year as of March 1st, 2020. Chains, national or local, with 3 or more locations will not be eligible for an award. Now we'll talk about how to fill out the grant application. Again, please make sure that you are using the final version of this application from the city's website and not a draft. If you submit a previous draft of the application, it will not be accepted and you will be asked to resubmit your application. The grant application starts by asking some basic information, but we wanted to highlight the contact person information because it's very important to include the most accurate information here. This is how we will ask you questions and how we will inform you of the outcome of your application. Please note that if you are a nonprofit, we do require proof of nonprofit status to be submitted with the application. This can be a letter from the IRS or the California Franchise Tax Board. If you have another form of proof, please submit it and we will review and verify that it satisfies this requirement. As mentioned earlier, grant funds are available to pay either payroll or lease payments. If you're not sure whether you'll be using your funds for payroll or lease payments, please choose both. Choosing one or the other does not bind you to that decision, but you will have to provide proof that the funds were used towards an eligible expense within 30 days of using the funds. Checking yes here indicates that you are interested in receiving the funds electronically. The processing time will be the same, but electronic delivery of the funds will result in a direct deposit to the applicant's account instead of a check mailed to their address. If you check yes and you are awarded a grant, City staff will provide you with an additional form for you to fill out the necessary banking information. The eligibility verification questions will help establish whether a business is or is not eligible for these grants. This question is asking for a description of the business, as in a restaurant, a hair salon, construction company, or other. It is not asking whether your business is a limited liability entity, partnership, etc. Please answer the rest of the eligibility verification questions truthfully and to the best of your ability in order to determine your eligibility for the program. As noted in question 10, we ask that all applicants be in good standing with the city. This means that the applicant or business should not be currently involved in litigation with the city or in breach of contract with the city. Please note that good standing with the city does not apply to any potential impacts from COVID-19. As mentioned earlier, applicants involved or previously involved in legal or financial issues may not qualify. Please answer these questions truthfully and to the best of your ability in order to determine your eligibility for the program. Receiving funds from other sources will not disqualify you from receiving funds from the city. The questions in the description of how grant funds will be used will provide us a better idea of available resources to our business community, but will not impact your application for this grant program. All of this information will help us understand what is and isn't available to our businesses. Please be sure to review the remainder of the grant application carefully and sign where indicated. In the event that you are awarded a grant, this application will be a binding contract between you and the city, so please review all the terms and requirements carefully. Now we'll move on to walk through the Estimated Disaster Economic Injury Worksheet, which will help us get a better idea of the economic impact our business community has seen from COVID-19. On this worksheet, under the Estimated Adverse Economic Impact, we ask when the impact started and what the estimated end date is. However, if damages are ongoing, please enter the date of the application submission. Similarly, in estimating business revenues during the damage period, if the damages are ongoing, please enter your revenue as of the date of this application. In the next question, we ask for business revenues of the same period of the prior year. This will give us a good idea of the loss that is being experienced for our businesses. For business interruption insurance, if you do not have business interruption insurance, please enter $0. The remaining questions ask for more details about adverse economic impacts and number of employees. In the landlord and lease details section, please fill this out even if you are not sure whether the grant funds will go towards lease payments. This means we will have information on hand in the event that you change your mind from paying payroll to lease payments. And don't forget to fill out the last portion of your name, title, and completion date. Finally, we want to leave you with some contact information in the event that there are questions you have that were not addressed in this video. The best resource for any questions is really our website, santaclaraca.gov/smallbusinessgrant. On that website, you can find the application and a number of additional resources, including an FAQ and translated materials. Please look at the website and review available resources to see if they can answer your question. If not, please feel free to email us at smallbusiness@santaclaraca.gov with any additional questions about the program or application process. There is also a phone number where you can provide your contact information and have us get back to you as soon as we're available. Please note that the city has limited in-person staffing at this time, so email is really the best way to get a hold of us and get an answer to a question. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're happy to help work through any of this application process. Thank you so much for your interest in this program.